Hey YouTube, how's it going? Retro Dave, Nintendo, back with another video. Hope everyone's having a great bank holiday Monday. It's 1st of May. Done loads of jobs over the weekend, painted the fence, just basically doing those jobs around the house. Have been the last few weeks. So I've got a bit of downtime this afternoon, so I thought, have a beer, do a video and show you some NES games that I've been buying over the last couple of months. It feels like forever since I done a video. It must be a couple of months, surely, something like that. So this is a pile of NES games that I've bought over the last few months. I have got others, but I'm going to save those for another video. So I don't like to put too many in one video. So I think there's 10. Yeah, so 10 box NES games today, and a couple of other bits and pieces and some manuals. So I'll show you those, and then we'll do another part in the next few weeks. So yeah, cheers everyone. Bank holiday, happy days. If you're not working, nice one. If you are, unlucky. Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to start off with a gift first. So Ian McGrath, I'm sure most of you know who he is, sent me a picture of this and said he saw these in, I think, is it the Works bookstore in the UK, and these are on sale. And he said, do you want one? And before I'd even managed to reply to him, he'd already got it anyway, bless him. So Ian, I know I've already thanked you on the phone personally, but yeah, cheers mate for picking this up. Really appreciate it. So I don't think this is really to do with the NES Mini as such, although it does contain a majority of the games that are on there. But it's definitely really good. Like I say, it's got maps of like Zelda and level hints and stuff like that. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, things like some of the Zelda dungeons. Shows you where things are, so it's pretty cool. So I really appreciate that. It's actually helped me a great deal doing first Zelda, so like different labyrinth layouts and things like that. Yeah, it's really cool. So Ian, really appreciate that. Thanks mate for sending that over. I do owe you a beer or two. Right, on the subject of books, also spotted this. This was on Amazon. This was like £4, so it's really cheap. And it's like an unofficial Game Genie book. So it's got loads and loads of codes for hundreds of games, but one thing I have noticed is a lot of these games seem to be American, so I can't vouch whether they're all going to work for PAL, but I know a lot of the games in here are American games, so just bear that in mind if you want to rush over and go pick this up. I think it's like, say, $3.99 I think it was. Again, I've had it a little while now, so I can't be too sure, but it's about £4. It weren't a lot. So Game Genie code book. So it's got a lot more codes in it than what's in the standard book that comes with it. Yeah, so a lot of these games aren't even like Thunder and Lightning, Toki, Thundercade, all American releases, but I haven't tried any PAL games with this yet anyway. Yeah, I'm still kind of getting used to looking through it, but yeah, worth grabbing if you've got a Game Genie. So that is the Game Genie code book. Right, what's going on with the sound? What's going on? There we go. Right, swig of beer. Let's get some games on. Right, let's start with a few manuals. So, as some of you may or may not know, I'm upgrading my loose carts to box complete. I'm down to the final few now, so you'll be seeing a few of these videos where I'm upgrading them. And I went through and checked every single game, checked the condition of the slipcase, instructions, everything. And some games were missing instruction manuals. In fact, there was two. There was one that was missing a manual. I didn't even know I missed a manual for, which is unlike me, because I thought I know my collection inside out. But there's one game that was Dr. Mario was missing the manual. So I managed to grab that. Again, I can't remember how much it was. It must have been about £4 or £5, something like that. So now Dr. Mario is now complete. Manual upgrade. So Prisoners of War. This is the US release, not the PAL one. The PAL one seems to go for like 10 times the value of the American one for some unknown reason. But my manual was all stapled down here and had all writing over the front of it because it's an ex-rental. Not that you'd know it on the condition of the box. But my manual was trashed, and I managed to get this again for like £5 or £6. So now we have a nice clean copy of Prisoners of War complete. And the big one, the biggie, This manual I never thought I'd get, or for a very long time. Disappeared. I was watching one that was on a buy it now. I think it was like £140 for an instruction manual. I mean, I'm not even joking, it's ridiculous. I watched it and watched it and watched it. I thought, I'm not going to pay that, but I'm just hoping one day they might reduce the price. Then this one came up on auction, and I stayed up to like 12:30 midnight, 12:30 midnight, 1 in the morning to win this on auction. And it's a manual for Mighty Final Fight. So it's got a little bit of yellowing on it, but it's all there. So now we have a box complete copy of the US Mighty Final Fight, and I'm really, really happy to have found this manual. I think this was about £40-ish, £40–45. I can't remember, it was ages ago that I got this. But yeah, happy now that this is complete. So that is, yeah, awesome. Right, let's just put those out of the way. Let's get on with some games. Start off with a big one as well. So, all of these, hang on, all of these, yes, all of these are upgrades. There's no new games in here. Everything I've had either was boxed with, well, one of them, hang on, only one of these I already had. We'll start off with that one, shall we? So this was an upgrade of the condition, and that is McDonaldland for the NES. This is a proper Mario rip-off, but it's actually a really good game in its own right. And I think this was like £10–12. It was not a lot of money at all. And my one was really bashed up, and I had it about 5 years. Got it probably really cheap, I say 5 years ago, and then this came up, and I always wanted to upgrade it because I was never really happy with the condition. So finally one came up, and it's in like mint condition. Pardon me, I shall show you. So this is what we want. We want a good solid, you know, 8–9 out of 10 really. So if I can get some light on there, I've got the blind open and the strip light above me, so I can show you how crispy it is. Absolutely mint condition. You can see it's all there. So wicked little game. I'm sure some of you probably have checked it out already, but it's a little bit like a Mario clone. You're collecting golden arches instead of coins, M's if you like. Yeah, it's quite wacky. I have done a gameplay of this, I'm pretty sure I have, years and years ago. So McDonaldland, nice one. Next up is the big one. I've had this, again, cartridge only for donkeys, and again, it hardly ever comes up box complete, and when it does, it's normally in shit condition. And I say complete because it's missing the figure in the box, so some of you may or may not know what I'm talking about, and that is Monster in My Pocket. So this is a Palcom Konami game, and the box and instructions for this are really hard to come by, especially in good solid shape like this. Now I'm going to say this is probably an 8.5 out of 10, that's my personal opinion, but it's missing the figure. There should be, so the polystyrene block is like half the size, and then there's a Monster in My Pocket figure that sits at the box, and I've never seen one come up with the figure. I've seen the figure come up once for sale, and it was £100 in America, and to import that with the fees and everything else, it'd be about £130 odd for just a figure, and I just thought I can't do it, so I've left it. For me, it's complete, as in it's got the instructions, the box is nice, game's nice. I'm not saying never. If the figure came up on auction and I got lucky, then maybe, but I can live without this. But I'm just really happy to have the game box complete. It's got a lovely box art. It's like a pair of jeans with them all coming out of the back pocket. It's really smart. So again, this is really solid. Got the odd little nick on the corner and a very, very slight crease. That's actually a print on the jeans. That's not a mark, but it's got a, right there. There is a slight crease. You can see that. But other than that, it is bang on. Really happy with that. It's a good game. Really good game. Quite a lot of sprite flicker when there's a lot going on. But other than that, it's solid. And that is mint, as in it's in the bag, everything. Really, really nice condition. This wasn't cheap either. But no less, well worth having. I waited. This came up I've got all my games on like a saved search, so as soon as the game comes up for sale, I get the little icon come up, and this was like on a buy it now, and I said, would you take X amount? It was a bit less, and he said, yep, sent me the offer, bang, bought it. It must have been on there probably half an hour, so really happy to grab that. So much in my pocket. Right, swig of beer. Next one, this is in brand new. This I'm gonna say is 10 out of 10. This is like brand new, although it's not, but it's absolutely pristine. And this is a cart upgrade again, and that is Boulder Dash. And this is like fresh out of the cellophane condition. This is about as mint as you're gonna get, other than sealed. Totally mark free. Want to see that? Beautiful condition. Good little puzzle game. I'm sure most of you know what this is all about. Let's try and get this in the focus. Is that quite blurry? Hang on a second. Oh, I fucked it up now. What have I done here? There we go, we're back. I fucked it up there. Shouldn't press nothing. So yeah, sorry. This is absolutely mint condition, as I've showed you. So on the back, classic platformer, get the gems, get out kind of situation. I mean, it is like absolutely pristine. Now I do play these games. I don't just buy them and put them in the case, but I do like to own as good condition as I want to get. Yeah, really happy to have this one. This is one I played back in the day as well, so had to get it in real nice nick. So that is Boulder Dash. Okay, again, another upgrade from cart only. Again, this is probably about 8 out of 10, I'd say. Yeah, and that is Gun.Smoke. Quality arcade, vertical kind of run and gun shooter. Scrolling screen, scrolls up, and you've got to keep on going and keep shooting away, and get the little wanted cards to get off the level to progress. Really classic arcade game. Tiny bit of edge wear on this one, but again, it's hard to get box complete in nice condition. So very happy to have this one. Still got the hang tab in the top, unpunched. I do love me some NES games, as you can tell. Gun.Smoke, quality game, classic Capcom title. Highly recommend it if you've not played it. Okay, so they were all the PAL games. So one says 4 PAL games. The other 6 are NTSC US, and there's a few stories behind some of them. So we'll come to that one. All the last one's got a story to it. Okay, so this one's a straight up swap out for a cartridge only to box upgrade, and again, this is in really nice condition. And again, it's hard to find a box complete. I'm going to say this is about a 9 out of 10. Yeah, 8.5, 9. Really nice. And it is the classic Adventure Island. This is balls hard. I completed this using the Game Genie, and even then it was bloody hard. Really hard in places, especially the later levels. Jesus, it was brutal. If anyone's completed this without a Game Genie, then you must be a hero. it's ridiculous. But yeah, classic Hudson Soft platformer. It's got a little tiny little creased bulge there on the top and on the lid there, but other than that, pucker. So I love the old school artwork. I love you've got all the old like enemies and the weapons printed on the box. I really like that. That's really smart. You just can't beat the old school 80s and early 90s artwork. It's brilliant. So Adventure Island, brilliant little game. Oh, next one, another classic arcade game, and again quite difficult to get in a half decent nick. I'd say this is an 8 out of 10. And I wanted the US version because obviously it runs quicker, and yeah, I think it was an essential buy. I wanted to upgrade my PAL one, and that is Double Dragon. So I imported this one. Again, it's in real nice nick. getting quite difficult to get this one box complete in nice nick now. It took me a fair while to find it. So a little bit of corner wear, a little bit of edge wear, I'm happy with that. But as long as it's not all ripped and squashed and fucked, I'm quite happy. So, yeah, little crease up there, but classic arcade game. I'm sure everyone knows what Double Dragon is. Then, yeah, classic. I mean, I've got a lot more nostalgia for the second one, Double Dragon 2, but this is, like I say, this is the classic one. But yeah, the second one is one I played a lot more of back in the day. So, but please nevertheless have the first game. And yeah, it's not in the bag, but it's got everything in there. It's got all the slips and paperwork that come with it. Just no baggy. So Double Dragon. Right, next up, another mint one. Again, these are all imported. This is from the States. It's surprising that this has stayed in the condition it stayed in, considering at the age of it. This is a very, very early NES game. Yeah, well, 86, 87. It's got one of the release games, and it is Commando. And you know it's old because this is the old style Capcom box with the the red grid. The early Capcom games had this kind of style of box, and I've got another game in this style a bit later on, you'll see in a minute. But this is a good 9 out of 10, 9.5. This is very, very, very good. I mean, it's beautiful condition, you can see. I'm being strict just because there's a little scratch that runs across the bottom. Very fine scratch. I mean, some of you guys might not care about condition, but I do. So I'm just kind of being a bit picky and showing you the minor imperfections. As a collector, you know, you want to get the best you can. Hasn't got a hang tab on this one, so I'm not sure if it's a slightly later one. I'm not too clued up on the hang tab. I think the hang tab's the really early ones. I'm not sure, but nevertheless, I don't care. I'm happy that it's in real nice nick. And it's complete, and I've got it, and it's not going anywhere. So, classic again, vertical kind of scrolling shoot 'em up, absolutely mint in the bag, paperwork. This wasn't that expensive either, to be fair. I think this was about 20, 25 quid. It was not expensive, sorry. So not bad at all. Sold my cartridge on within like a couple of days, so happy with that. Commando. Okay, next one. 3 more to go, and these are pretty decent as well. I mean, boy, they are decent. But decent as in, they're a lot harder to find. So the next one, again, this is hard to find box complete, and I mean complete's got the poster, everything in there. This one did not come from the US. This was from Europe, so it's even better. Didn't have to pay any import charges. And that is the Punisher. So the cartridge that came with this had some blue marker pen on the back. It had writing on it, and I thought, oh bollocks, but obviously my cartridge was fine, so I thought, well, I'll get that. Obviously that's putting people off buying it because it's got writing on it, so I just swapped my back of my cartridge out for this one and made it the best copy I could. So box, manual, poster, pardon me, everything is really, really nice. Again, this is a solid 9 out of 10. So this is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, where you control like the cursor and you control the Punisher as well. You can kind of control both. The cursor moves a lot faster than you do, so you have to kind of dodge. You have to obviously shoot things and dodge projectiles coming your way. It's not like Operation Wolf where you control it with a cursor on the NES. You have to actually move out of the way. And like a bit like third-person perspective, it's pretty cool. So, although it's LJN, it's not a bad game at all. So, well worth checking out if you can. So I'll show you the condition. As you can see, it's really, really nice. I just can't help myself when it comes to box NES games. I love it. I love it. You can see the back is really, really nice as well. I'm not sure if you'll actually see the screenshot. If you can see the centre screenshot, you can see your character there. You won't be able to see the crosshair, but yeah, you have to move left to right and shoots you on the screen, basically. Decent little game. So that is the Punisher. Okay, next two. This one is, again, I spent what, the best part of 2 years trying to find a box copy of this, actively looking for about 2 years, and there was, I'm trying to think if there was one in the UK. Yeah, I think there's one come up in the UK, but it was like ridiculous. It was the PAL version. Yeah, I think it was the PAL version of the same game, and it was more expensive than this one. This one came up, the PAL version, it was mint, but it was like stupid money. It was like 200 quid. I think it was more than that. It was ridiculous. I thought, I'm not paying that for the PAL version of this game either. And I went to the US and just thank fucking God that there was a a US version, and it was beautiful, really nice. I think there's a tiny, on the back there's one little tiny crease over the barcode, and the hang tabs obviously been punched through, but other than that, beautiful condition. And again, really hard to find this box complete, guys, in nice nick. And that is the original Ghost and Goblins, and again, early Capcom with the red grid. It's in really nice nick. Honestly, this is really hard to find in this condition, and I'm sure if you are a NES collector and you are trying to find this game, you'll understand what I mean. So if I show you around the box, very nice, and again, one that I really wanted to get. So if I show you the back, this one has got the hang tab punched through. Not that I'm overly bothered, and it's got a crease here. There's a slight, it's been pushed in slightly. Other than that, perfect. Really happy to have that, guys. Ghosts and Goblins, balls hard. Everyone knows how hard this game is, but I'll tell you what, actually, I'm going to show you the manual. This game, the manual is brilliant. I love the instruction manual in this game. Let me show you the artwork in this. The simplicity of the characters. Look, so this is your items. Look at the little drawn artwork. I think that's so cool. It's so simple, but yet so smart. I mean, yeah, look. Recognise that character? No? Think of, you know, Damon's Crest and Gargoyle's Quest. Exactly. Really cool. I like that. Look at the Satan one. I love the artwork in this. I love all the old school artwork. I think it's so cool. And the amount of effort they went to in the instruction manuals and stuff like that, that's gone forever. You're never going to get that back. They're not going to make games anymore with instruction manuals that are like that. You're lucky if you get a manual nowadays. And I think it's a shame. For me, it's part of the whole package. To have the instructions, to have all that, it's wicked. Okay, last game. This game, I wanted box complete for the longest time, and it's not cheap, and the PAL version is even more ridiculous than the US one. Now, I wanted the US one because it comes with a little something extra, and that something extra is like a letter, although it's a printed letter, so kind of a little guess. And yeah, it's not easy to find box complete in nice condition. You can buy it boxed in the US. PAL, I've not seen a box complete PAL version come up for sale for a very long time. I've had this on my save search for probably 2-3 years, and box copies do not come up. So I went to the States, looked there, I missed out, I hesitated. I was about to have a shower, I saw it, and I thought, oh my god, that's a lot of money. So I thought, right, I'll think about it. Had a shower, go out the shower, I thought, right, fuck it, pull the trigger on it. Go out the shower, and which was like literally less than 10 minutes, and I looked at my phone, it had sold, and I was fucking gutted. I kicked myself that I hesitated, and it was in beautiful condition. But yeah, I was a bit gutted for about a couple of weeks, and then this one came up, and this was in Europe, so I thought, brilliant. I think it was in France, actually. And there was a problem, because the starting price was £100, which is good for this game, box complete. And obviously I needed to translate the item description, so I highlighted it all, stuck it into Google Translate. It basically said that it's a US box, US manual, all the paperwork, the cartridge is US, but the PCB game board inside has been swapped with a PAL one, right? Obviously for PAL B to use over in Europe. So that obviously has put people off bidding on it. Now I thought, well, I don't care, because I can get a cheap US Mike Tyson's Punch-Out game, all labelled fucked. All I want is the board out of it. So I bid on this game, and no one bid on it. I got it for the starting price. I was like elated because it was beautiful, other than the board was PAL B, so I couldn't even use it in my NES here. So I bought the game. I'll show you the game in a minute. So I bought the game, and then I went on the hunt for a really crap condition US copy. Looking around the stage, looking around, and then like literally, you wouldn't believe it, but in the UK, someone listed a US copy of the game on auction. I was like, what a result! You couldn't make it up. So I inevitably won the auction for the loose cartridge, and the cart was all right. There's a few nicks in the label, but I didn't care. All I wanted was the board out of this game. So I think the game, I think I won it for about 20 quid, 25. Honestly, I can't remember. It's been ages. So anyway, cartridge turned up, took it apart. The board was absolutely mint. Like, it was beautiful. Stuck it in the game, and now I've got a box complete copy of this game with the right board in it, the right label, everything is US, and it's beautiful. And I'm really, really happy. And I sold on the cartridge, the US case with the PAL B board to a friend for like a £5. I just wanted rid of it. I'd done him a favour, so I let him have it for a £5. I then sold my original PAL version of the loose cartridge on eBay, sold that back. So now I've got this one, and yeah, really, really excited to have this one box complete, guys. I'll show you what it is. And it is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Now, again, if you collect NES games, you're going to know how hard this is to find box complete. PAL version, you'll be lucky to see one. I haven't seen one come up for sale for about 2 years, but I've seen. If I've missed one, whatever, but they do not come up. Really, really hard to find. Now, this is again about a good, I'm going to say a good 8.5, 9 out of 10. Really, really nice. And I'll show you the little extra inside that I wanted, and the reason why I wanted the US version. It's such a cool. This is one of my favourite NES games. This is so good. So it has got a slight crease there, and a little bit of scuffing just there. But other than that, absolutely beautiful. Honestly, I'm like, when this came, I was so pleased. I was ecstatic. Like, I've wanted this game for so long, box complete. It's eluded me for the longest time, and in a way, it was good that I missed out on the US one, because this one cost me about £60 less than the one if I'd have managed to get that one in that day in the shower. So it was good that I waited. So here we go. Let me show you the inside. Let me show you all the bits and bobs that I was talking about. So obviously the box, the game, and it is US. Is it printed on there? No, it's not. It is US. Some of them have, there's different variants of labels. Some have got US written on it, this one hasn't. But this is definitely the US game. And it obviously comes with the instruction manual, which is US. Now, the American version comes with this letter. This is the bit that everyone wants. So this is the nice little extra you get in this game. So you've got, I'll see if you can read it. I'll go slowly so you can pause it. There you go. So that is the bit you want. If you're getting the US version, you want the letter. That's where the money is if you want it complete. And I wanted it complete with the letter because it's one of my favourite NES games, so it was a no-brainer. So there we go. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Guys, really, really happy with all the games I've got. And there's more to come. But you're going to have to wait for another video because this has been about half an hour or so. There's another, I can't think. I've got 2 on the shelf over there that I'm going to save, and there's another few in the post due the next few weeks. So I'll do a video as and when with them. Yeah, give you a bit of an update nearer the time. But guys, thanks for watching. Again, hope you enjoy your bank holiday. Hope you enjoy the video. Take it easy, and yeah, cheers. See you in a bit. Take care, guys.